Thank you.
I call Paul Goldsmith.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm very pleased to speak in favour of this bill, the Taxation, International Investment and Remedial Matters Bill. I'm very relieved to hear that the Green Party does accept that at least some foreign investment is good for the economy. I wish that they didn't have quite so much faith in the ability of bureaucrats to decide inerrantly what's good and what's bad investment. I think the power of the market and the millions of voluntary decisions that people make every day about what they want to buy and what they don't buy is often generally a more accurate description of how things go. Now, the centrepiece of the budget of 2010 was the delivery of the major tax package, reforming the tax system to make it more sustainable and a better support for economic growth. And this bill falls into our tax reforms and promotes integrity across the tax system. It builds and extends on earlier international tax reforms. My own proposal is to extend the active income exemption introduced in 2009 to offshore subsidiaries so that it also applies to joint ventures and other significant shareholding in foreign companies that are not controlled by New Zealanders. And this is a formidably complicated area of law where the more fundamental law of unintended consequences usually predominates. And the fact that we as members have to rely on the advice of officials so heavily in the development and wording of this kind of legislation only adds, I think, to the danger of passing international tax laws. And we did that in the 80s and 90s, and they had their own internal logic, but since the rest of the world didn't follow, it proved disadvantageous to a lot of New Zealand businesses and the economy. And so the point of this bill is that, particularly in relation to active income exemption, brings New Zealand's tax rules into line with the practice of other countries. And this gets us onto safer ground, I believe, Mr Speaker, and will help New Zealand-based businesses compete more effectively in foreign markets by freeing them from tax costs that similar companies based in other countries don't face. And so they'll improve the competitiveness of New Zealand's tax system and encourage businesses with international operations to remain, establish and expand. And that's what we need. Why is that important? Because we want New Zealand businesses to grow into international businesses based in New Zealand. That's how we build an economy and earn the money that we need to maintain the living standards that we all aspire to. And the tax laws have frequently made that very difficult in the past, and in some instances added to the pressure for companies just to leave New Zealand, or more frequently just not to attempt international expansion. So if we can help in that area, all to the better. I think I'll leave it at that, Mr Speaker. I commend this bill to the House.
Call Andrew Williams.
Speaker, well, I wasn't expecting